Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanama. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Victims of loan sharks reach the capital after a journey of 23 days on foot in search of justice. Say they won't return until the demands are met. Authorities meanwhile remain indifferent. Issues of public concern not in the priority of political parties. Nepali Congress and CPN-UML mull over ways to save and break the alliance. RPP takes it to the streets with its own demands. After days of talks, two major parties finally agree on a power-sharing formula in Pakistan. Shehbaz Sharif to be nominated for the Prime Minister office, Asif Ali Zardari to contest for presidency. And poor batting display sees Nepal suffer a 2-wicket defeat to Namibia at the ICC World Cricket League 2 series. Namibia go atop the standings. Victims of loan sharks from across the nation have entered Kathmandu following a 23-day-long arduous justice journey on foot. The Justice March of the victims of loan sharks have arrived in Kathmandu after their journey through 6 provinces. The victims travelled 6 provinces on foot, excluding Karnali. They had left for Kathmandu from Simle of Thakre Rural Municipality, Dhading, this morning. The Justice March of the victims of loan sharks that began on 30th of January has made preparations to share its grievances with the government in federal capital. The victims have said that the state did not pay any attention to their arduous journey to the capital and have added that they will not return without justice ensured. Victims of loan sharks had begun their justice march from Mechi in the east and Mahakali in the west. Those who began the journey from Kakadbeta of Jhapa to Kathmandu through Chitwan covered 600 kilometers, while those who left from Gadda Chowki of Kanchanpur to the federal capital covered more than 700 kilometers. In doing so, they crossed 6 provinces and more than 100 local levels. Despite completing such an arduous journey to the federal capital, no tiers of the government paid attention towards the problems. Instead, efforts were made to obstruct their march at a few places. A total of 18 participants of the march were injured in accidents during the journey. The victims were also compelled to spend the cold nights under the sky. They did not have medicines and had to walk long distances without food and water. While the women faced problems without toilets and sanitary napkins, many participants have wounds in their feet. A few social organizations and local residents helped with some food, water and public places for accommodation. The government report has acknowledged several problems faced by the victims of loan sharks, including documentation without amounts 10 times more than the actual loan, no return of properties presented as collaterals despite payment of the principal and interest, and forcing women for sexual relationship, among others. Problems related to the loan sharks has been seen more in Tarai Madhesh region, which has a poor literacy rate. These communities have been facing the problem as the local residents prefer taking loans from well-off families of the localities instead of the banking and financial institutions at higher interest rates. The list of victims of loan sharks has been increasing despite legal provisions prohibiting exorbitant interest rates while providing loans. Around 29,000 complaints have been filed after the government called for grievances. Of them, only around 5,000 have been addressed so far. However, even they have not felt justice. Moving on, questions and answer session between the Prime Minister and the parliamentarians was held as a special program at the House of Representatives on the 18th of February. However, issues of public concerns were not raised. Opposition parties are currently preparing for their protests, and it remains to be seen if the protests of the parties will include public issues, including the plight of farmers and the victims of loan sharks and cooperatives, among others. Despite the claim of political parties prioritizing problems of the public, they have failed to walk the talk. Farmers, along with victims of loan sharks, microfinances and cooperatives have been protesting across the country. More than 500 depositors of cooperatives are also protesting as they have not been able to withdraw their deposits, while farmers have been drawing attention of the government with symbolic protests of spilling milk on the road. Meanwhile, despite accepting memorandums at Balwatar, Prime Minister Dahal is yet to take serious note of the plight of the victims. Alleging the government of failure in addressing public issues, opposition parties have announced protest programs but have yet to include the concerns of victims. The ruling coalition is busy in formulating strategies to retain power, while the opposition is making plans to break the alliance. Largest party of the ruling coalition, Nepali Congress, is busy in its Mahasamiti meeting, which has yet to see major issues raised, as the party seems to be focused on alliance rather than policies. Main opposition CPN-UML, which should have been raising public issues and applying pressure on the government, is also holding its Central Committee meeting. UML is also discussing about ways to split the ruling coalition, for which it is preparing to intensify protest programs. Public agendas have not been focused by the UML's protest programs either. Members of opposition Rashtriya Swatantra Party are also busy in a nationwide campaign. Despite its road campaign, Rashtriya Swatantra Party did not see the problems of victims seeking justice with their march on foot, nor did the party join their cause. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has also drawn attention of the Prime Minister with its political agenda, but has not raised the concerns of the public. Current public issues are irregularities at cooperatives, loan sharks, farmers not receiving payment, Nepali nationals in Russian army, and rescue of Bipin Joshi, who has been held hostage for the past 4 months in the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. However, these issues have remained ignored at the parliament and by both ruling and the opposition parties. Discussions on 5 separate reports continued at the third day of the Mahasamiti meeting of largest party of the ruling coalition, Nepali Congress. 4 groups were formed to delve into the reports. According to Nepali Congress Head of Department for Promotions, Min Vishwakarma, 4 groups were formed for discussions. These groups have been divided into Koshi Sudur Paschim, Madhesh Karnali, Bagmati Karnali Lumbini, and sister and well-wishing entities. Discussions have been held throughout the day today. At the closed session yesterday, Party Vice President Purna Bahadur Khadka had presented his policy report. General Secretary Gagan Thapa had presented organizational report. Another General Secretary, Bishwa Prakash Sharma, presented his political report, while spokesperson Finance Minister Prakash Charan Mahat furnished his report on the current status and challenges of the economy. Shyam Kimire had presented his report on accounts. Main opposition CPN-UML has prohibited airing statements against the administrative mechanism at the Central Committee meeting. UML has prohibited making statements against the administrative mechanism while stating opinions on the documents presented at the committee meeting. Saying republicanism was being attacked at the moment, UML Chair KP Sharma Oli has said that participants had to be aware while talking about this sensitive issue. Oli said that polarized opinions on the administrative mechanism inside the party would aid those against republicanism. He urged the party members to hold discussions on other topics. UML has been holding discussions by forming 9 groups on 6 agendas presented at the meeting. At the meeting, the central members held discussions regarding improvement in the electoral mechanism and controlling formation of groups inside the party, along with future plans. The group leaders are to make their presentations tomorrow. UML's Central Committee meeting is to conclude tomorrow. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has protested in Kathmandu and submitted a 40-point memorandum to Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal. Senior leaders of the party had reached Singhadarwar to submit their memorandum to Prime Minister Dahal. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has said that protest programs have been held at district headquarters, including the Kathmandu district. The party has resorted to protest with demands including reinstatement of monarchy and Hindu state. It has also demanded scrapping of the province structures, curbing corruption and ensuring good governance. The Kathmandu Metropolis has issued a notice directing anyone concerned to vacate the land in Lalita Niwas within 7 days' time. The Metropolis has said the directive has been issued in line with the special court's verdict in order to protect government property, take care of it and make appropriate arrangements. The Metropolis has urged anyone using the space to support the Metropolis by vacating the area and warned of action if anyone fails to abide by its directive. And it's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we asked you, what's your take on the state's silence on the artist's journey on foot to the capital taken by victims of loan sharks. 55% voted for option A, heights of insensitivity, 9% for B, complicated issue, and 36% for C, states apathy. And here's today's question. Why have issues of public concern not been prioritized by political parties? Your options are A, power-focused, B, no election soon, and C, internal issues. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. There are more than 7,000 mother languages in the world and in general 124 in case of Nepal based on the census of 2021. 40 of these languages, however, have been listed as endangered. The United Nations determined February 21 as International Mother Language Day, marking the beginning of Bengali language movement of 1952 in Dhaka University of former East Pakistan. In Nepal, more than 45% of the population's mother language is the Nepali language. This is followed by Maithili language at 11%. Likewise, Bhojpuri is spoken by 6% of the population, Thadu language by 5%, and around 1,423,000 speak the Tamang language. More than 800,000 speak the Bajika and Awadhi language, while Newari language is mother tongue for around 3% of the country's population. Likewise, the Khas language is mostly used in the western part of the country. However, 40 mother languages, including Kusanda, Dura, Lungkhim, Baram, Kagate, Kaike, Jongkhal, among others, are on the brink of extinction, with less than 100 using these languages. The state's constitution has considered mother language as national language, and the country also has a language commission in order to preserve languages. In order to preserve the Newari and Tamang language, the Bagmati province has decided to establish the two languages as the province's official languages, while similar discussions are also underway in other provinces. And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, today we've asked parents in several provinces if they have been teaching their children their mother tongue. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
घरभित्र चाहिँ हाम्रो छोराछोरीलाई यो गुरुङ भाषा नै बिर्सिनु हुँदैन भनेर हामीले यो भाषा नै बोल्ने गरिरहेछ।
जी टिभी सोए जिटो रिमोट ब्या भनेर टिभी हेर्नको लागि माग्दाखेरि नै उनीहरूले सानो सानो वर्डहरू चाहिँ सिक्ने प्रयास गरे।
आफ्नो बच्चालाई मातृभाषा सिकाउनको लागि मदरसामा पढाउने लेखाउने गर्छु।
आफै भाषा बोल्छ हैन, अर्को भाषा बोल्दैन घरमै।
बुवा मम्मीले सिकाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ र त्यहीमै अब हामीले पनि सिकाउने हो।
हाम्रो राज्य समुदायमा मगर गुरुङमा चाहिँ अब यो फरक समुदायसँग विवाह हुँदा फेरि मातृभाषामा अलिकति समस्या पर्यो।
घरमा बोल्छु, समाजमा बोल्छु, आफ्नो क्षेत्रमा बोल्छु, त्यही भाषा हाम्रो बच्चा-बच्चीले सिक्नु पर्यो।
आफ्नै भाषाबाट चाहिँ बच्चाहरूलाई सबै कुरा घरमै सिकाउने गरिरहेका छौँ।
Time now for international update. After days of talks, the two major parties finally agreed on a power-sharing formula under which Shehbaz Sharif would be nominated for the Prime Minister's office of Pakistan, while Asif Ali Zardari would contest for the presidency. The deal was finalized on Tuesday between the coordination committees of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz (PMLN) and Pakistan People's Party (PPP). The agreement between Bhutto Zardari's PPP and the PMLN of three-time Premier Nawaz Sharif ends days of uncertainty and negotiations after the February 8 elections produced a hung National Assembly. The PPP chairperson made the announcement about the agreement at a late-night press conference in the federal capital. PMLN is the largest party with 79 seats and PPP is second with 54. They, along with 4 other smaller parties, have a comfortable majority in the legislature of 336 seats. The delay in forming a government in the nation of 241 million has caused concern as Pakistan is grappling with an economic crisis amid slow growth and record inflation, rising militant violence, and needs a stable administration with the authority to take tough decisions. According to sources, the PPP will not become part of Shehbaz Sharif's cabinet at any stage, but will get top constitutional offices, including the presidency. And we've got more news coming up, but right now it's time for yet another short break. Welcome back. It's time now for sports update.
Sports news.
Team Nepal suffered their second defeat against Namibia at the ongoing ICC World Cricket League 2 series as they lost by 2 wickets earlier today. In the match played at TU Cricket Grounds in Kantipur, host Nepal were put to bat first, where they were bundled out for a paltry 168 runs in 37.1 overs. Ashif Sheikh top scored for Nepal with 58 runs, Kushal Malla added 36 and Bhim Sarki scored 26, while none of the other batters made notable contributions. Bernard Scholes and Jan Nicol Lofty-Eaton picked 4 wickets each in restricting Nepal for cheap, while Jack Brassel and skipper Gerhard Erasmus shared a wicket apiece. In reply, Namibia posted 172 runs while losing 8 wickets in 40 overs. Gerhard Erasmus top scored with 52 runs, J.J. Smith remained unbeaten at 34 and Mikael van Lingen added 31. Kushal Bhurdel picked 3 wickets for Nepal, while Deepinder Singh Aidi, Rohit Podal, Lalit Raj Bansi and Kushal Malla shared a wicket apiece. With the win, Namibia have climbed atop the League 2 standings. Prior to this, Nepal had lost to the same opponents by 4 wickets last Thursday. Namibia will now play the Netherlands on Friday, while Nepal take on the Dutch side on Sunday. Namibia have 4 points from 3 matches, with Nepal 2 from 3 and the Netherlands 2 from 2. Nepal A are to play the decisive one-day match against Canada 11 tomorrow. The third and the last match of the 3 one-day match series will begin at 9:15 at the Mulpani Cricket Ground tomorrow morning. Nepal A side had suffered a 4-wicket defeat against Canada 11 before making a comeback with a 2-wicket win in the second match. Nepal A had displayed poor fielding performance in the defeat in the first match and made some improvements in the second. As both matches were competitive, tomorrow's decider is likely to have the same intensity. While Nepal A includes young and promising players, Canada 11 has been fielding its first-choice players. Left-arm spinners had done well for Nepal A in their first match, while Arjun Kumar, Sandeep Zora, Bashir Ahmed and Rashid Khan had displayed brilliant batting performance in the second match. The hosts will be aiming to clinch the series with a win tomorrow. Ashutosh Giraiya and Sujan Thapalia have yet to be provided an opportunity for Nepal A. Coach Kalam Ali and Gyanendra Malla are likely to hand them opportunities in the third match. Nepal is facing Iraq tomorrow in the West Asian Football Federation WAF Championship. Tomorrow's match is also a chance for Nepal to book a place into the semi-finals. Nepal will play its final group stage match against Palestine, which is considered a relatively stronger team. Hence, in order to ensure semi-final berth, a win tomorrow against Iraq is essential. In its first match, Nepal had defeated Syria 4-1. The Nepali team had taken a 3-0 lead within 19 minutes of the match. Nepal is looking to maintain the same momentum in tomorrow's match. Meanwhile, Iraq had been defeated in their first match of the tournament, which was against Palestine. The loss has also weakened the team's chances of entering into semi-final, making it crucial for the team to win tomorrow's match against Nepal. The Nepal versus Iraq match has been scheduled for a 7:45 p.m. kickoff Nepal time at King Abdullah Sports City. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.